Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're doing a comparison review of the WF1000XM3 Sony True Wireless earbuds against the Sennheiser Momentums. Let's check them out. So if you're in the market for a true wireless earbud and you're considering the Sony WF1000XM3s and also considering the Sennheiser's Momentum True Wireless earbuds, you're going to want to watch this video because we're going to do a head-to-head comparison covering all the key features. We're talking about audio quality. We'll be looking at battery life. We'll be talking about IP rating, looking at the fit and finish. Yes, and we'll be doing a EBPMAN style call quality test. All these and a couple more features to help you with your purchasing decision. So let's get right to it.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.
Now, as we consider battery life, there's a couple things we're going to look at. The Sonys do feature active noise canceling, so we're going to talk about the battery life, looking at both features. But if we were to focus only on non-active noise canceling use, which the Sennheisers obviously don't have that feature, then they're absolutely going to crush the Sennheisers, because you can get from the Sonys here, you can get 8 hours of battery life versus 4. So you're doubling the battery life on the Sonys, and if you do want to use the active noise canceling, then that's going to cut down your battery life to 6 hours. But still, that still crushes the Sennheisers. Now, the battery crushing experience continues even with the cases, because you're going to get 24 to 32 hours if you use the Sonys, where only with the Sennheisers, you get 12. Now, both of these earbuds support Bluetooth 5.0, have great range, and I have had no issues with synchronization. So audio sync, video sync, Hulu, Facebook videos, YouTube videos, YouTube TV, Amazon streaming. No issues whatsoever when it comes to synchronization, and I've tested these both on an iPhone as well as a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. So no issues in that area. Now, the Bluetooth 5.0 gives you stable connection and gives you a decent distance, but you still have the lack of multi-pairing technology in both of these. So you can only be connected to one device at a time, and to connect to the other device, you have to disconnect from the device you're in and then connect on the other device. Now, from a call perspective, both of them support stereo calls, but the Sonys are the only ones that allow you to use each one of these earbuds independently for an extended period of time. You can't do that with the Sennheisers. Now, from a music perspective, there is a big difference. And as we take a look at the Sennheisers really have a nice, warm sound signature. You're going to have not punchy bass. I describe it as very throaty, right? It's something that is very expansive. So as you're listening to music, you do get the sense of having those mids and highs are there. They're not super clear because the bass is especially very overwhelming in some cases, and it will overwhelm the mids and the highs. Now, as I take a look at the Sonys had sound signatures a little bit brighter. You actually, as you start listening to the same song on the Sonys, you feel that it's a little bit crispier, it's cleaner, you have the mids and the highs are present. But then when the bass comes in, I wouldn't describe it as being throaty, but more punchy. So you do get the bass, you get that punch where you can hear the bass, but it's, again, not as expansive as when you are listening to the Sennheisers. So it really comes down to your music preference. Do you like throaty bass, or do you like punchy bass? That's the best way I can describe it. If you have a better way, let me know. Now, I did this test without modifying in any way the EQ, because both of these have EQ settings that you can configure. So I had them in the standard EQ settings to see what my experience is. I can actually make the Sonys more, I would say, throaty in bass, but at the same time, I will say this, that as I modified the bass on the Sennheisers, I still feel that the clarity in the mids and the highs is kind of overwhelmed. With the Sonys, I didn't experience that at all. Both of these earbuds also support hear-through technology, and I will say that the Sennheisers I prefer from the hear-through. They seem to amplify more, so it's more amplified, but it also doesn't sound digital. As I think about my experience here with the Sonys were not as amplified. They were more natural, but I found that they were more muted. I really didn't get that super hearing feeling, and even though I can change the setting on the app, I didn't feel that it was just making things clearer as I would expect. Now, for those of you who are considering using these for workouts, these do have an IP rating of 4. These have no IP rating. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to stop any of you from working out, but if you are using these to work out, I would make sure I get a warranty, an extended warranty with wherever you pick these up, because there's no IP rating. Make sure that you know that if you choose these for workout. So these have the upper hand because of the IP rating of 4. Now, taking a closer look at the earbuds, this is what the Sonys look like. So they have a really nice look to them, and as I put them on, you do get a message of voice, a female voice, letting you know that the battery state, that it's connected. And this is what they're going to look like. I'm going to turn slowly to one way, and I'm going to turn to the other way. In my opinion, I think that they have a slim profile. They have a lower profile than some of the other earbuds that we've reviewed, and even the Sennheisers. You're going to see them in a second. So this is what they would look like. As I put them back in the case, you'll notice that the case does have a magnetic lock, so they just snap in place just like that. And the Sennheisers are also magnetic. So we'll go ahead and open these up, and we'll take them out. And as I put these on, I get a female voice letting me know that the power's on, and it gives me a confirmation that it's connected, but it does not tell me the battery level. So this is what they look like. Okay. Both of these are going to give you a decent seal. And as we take a look at the earbuds here, you'll notice that they're shaped differently, right? So they both have magnetic locking, and both have don't have real buttons when it comes to, you know, the tap gestures. So the tap gestures on here on the Sennheisers as well as the Sony aren't physical buttons. They're more of the digital buttons that you would click on. And as I mentioned, as soon as you put them in the case, they kind of lock into place as well. All right, so now we're going to do a call quality test using the Sony XM3s. We're going to switch from a noisy environment. As you can see here, we have a decibel rating of anywhere from 58 to 78, and we're going to switch. Now this is what the call quality would sound like coming from the Sony True Wireless earbuds, the XM3s. This is a test, 1, 2, 3. This is a test of the Sony XM3s in a noisy environment. Let me know what you think about the call quality in the comments below. So now we're going to test the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless earbuds in a noisy environment. You can see that my decibel readings are anywhere from 57 to 78 decibels. This is what the call quality would sound like when making a phone call on the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless earbuds. This is a test, 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Let me know what you think about the call quality in the comment area below. So that concludes our comparison review of the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless earbuds compared to the Sony WF1000XM3. Which one is your pick? Let me know in the comment area below. I'll tell you, my pick are the Sonys. And that's because great Bluetooth connection, no issues to date, and they sound fantastic too. Let me know what you thought, once again in the comment area below. I'll see you in the next one.